ThoughtDrought,
where your thoughts get drained.
So, we got a few things today. Bit of a shorter day for us, but, you know, we got a lot to do. So, let's get through it. So, the first things first, we got some parasocializing for you.
Oh, boy.
Love. Oh, my God. Hold on.
Pears. Rick Ross up in here. Love pears.
Well.
Yeah, no, that's
the one.
Yeah, you guys can't see what I'm seeing right now, but what I'm seeing is sad.
Flies.
Yeah, I mean, is this from?
No. So there's just a random JPEG stock.
Yeah, I was gonna say it reminds me of what was it? UC Santa Barbara or Santa Ana?
Oh my God.
Where there was this billionaire who was like, yeah, we can make dorms that are basically prison facilities.
Oh yeah, Munger Hall.
Yeah,
I remember that was though.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of. Like, the windows are all fake, you know? Like, it's all just bull. There's, big, auditoriums. It was gross. Yeah. And the thing is, even if you're at, a top-notch university, housing is still pretty ass. Like, if you spend a lot of money to live without a lot of people, sure, you did it. Yeah, you took out loans, or your daddy built a building for the campus.
The news is... So you're just jumping around. He's a big boy now. Finally moved out of his mom's basement.
Yes, from the power of grants, from the power of university help,
the power of the federal government, the state government.
I was some type of government. I think it's state because it's the university itself.
You hear to hear. He's now officially a paid government shill. Paid government shill.
And you pay so much more money if you want to live in a university apartment or dorm. It's crazy. For the same price private, it's a lot cheaper. But then again, you aren't living on campus, and maybe you'll have some really weird figures, and you have more. There's no HR for a regular roommate, but there is if you live in a dorm. Mm-hmm. There's people you can talk to. But how are you gonna problem solve with a problematic roommate? If you don't have an overlying force to kick them out, I don't think your landlord's going to care. That's my biggest deal. What if they're all really weird?
You'll be fine, because you got your own space.
Oh, that's
right?
true, and that's really the big difference. It's for less money, you can get your own room, albeit small. But if you want to go to university apartment, you live in a room with 3 other people.
So basically, your option is either have your own closet to sleep in, or be in the hallway to the closet.
Yeah.
So, and he chose the closet.
Yeah.
Which I think I would have chose the closet.
I also chose to cut out HR.
Good.
So,
Who needs them, right?
So I guess I can be problematic then if I really wanted to be, but I'm probably not even going to be there most of the time. So.
My God, man, you don't need,
Look, I should be super enthusiastic, but a bit of me is also paralyzing anxiety. I'm
don't worry. Here. We'll do a shopping list for you. So, wait. You know what? I forgot. There was one last thing I forgot to add. Oh my God. Sorry. So he's moving in out of his mom's basement like a big boy. Finally, after all these years. So now we need to go through the shopping list. So what should we start first? I think mini fridge. Ooh, mini fridge. Ooh la la, mini fridge. Damn. Oh, I hope we didn't just dox ourselves. Hold on.
You probably did. Well, I don't live there anymore.
Oh, no, it's good. Those are all sizes. Okay, we good.
Oh, sizes. So it's just size queen.
I know.
I guess you're going the opposite direction. You're not talking about getting a full fridge or a double door fridge. You're talking about getting a mini
you need
fridge.
One of these.
Okay, but the small ones that only hold 6 cans of Coke, I think those ones aren't actually good, no? Those ones don't really work well because they don't have enough.
But you need, oh my God, you need this, you need a place to go, you need
there's a shared
to have a cool fridge, man, my boy, my guy, you gotta live, you gotta have cool stuff. Look how much stuff you can put in there. Damn. You got the little fridge, you got the side fridge, because they don't let you have a real fridge, because the real fridge is too big. Just enormous. There it is, right there.
Or I just live off of rice and lentils. Nothing that's
refrigerated. Oh yeah. Here I got the perfect thing. For that. Hold on. Let me just make sure, because everything in this stupid fucking search has to dox us. Because
No, I've thought about buying a crock pot.
No. You gotta. Oh wait, no, that's gas. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like.
Wait. No.
Yeah, all these ideas. I don't know.
I'm getting there. Hold on. This is messing with me a bit. Here you go.
It is messing with you.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's even safer.
Convection?
Yeah.
I could, but there's a stove in mine.
Oh, you actually have a stove in the
no, it's
communal
like
stove, or?
Oh, it's all communal. It's all communal.
But don't you want to cook something in the middle of the night?
I do, but I don't know. I don't think I'd be entrenching on anyone if I did make stuff in the middle of the night, because most people live upstairs. Oh. There's one person who lives downstairs.
Oh my god! Like, hold on.
You know, there is that issue.
Fine, hold on.
Oh, dude, I saw Gordon Ramsay react to it. Yeah, no, dude.
Okay, let's watch it.
No, that's literally me.
Let's do it.
Literally me. Literally me.
In my dorm with a waffle maker.
My god, dude, what the fuck, man?
Oh, I saw a different one where you like.
Possible.
I have that exact one. That's fucking great.
Jesus.
I have that exact one. That is amazing. I love that. But also, no, there's a different one. A guy legitimately like spiced it.
Yeah, no, there's a dude who actually makes stuff like on his bed.
Oh, wait, let me just make sure. Hold on.
Yeah. Gordon Ramsay reacted to it. It was pretty, this...
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah, making filet mignon.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, like, it's fancy. Crazy.
Look at that. Is that going to be you Christ. While you're watching your little tiny TV?
And I was thinking, like, what type of pot is that, you know?
Like, is it? Oh, it's the pressure. No, it's a...
It's like pressure. A convection...
Is that a right
pan?
Something like that.
Like, and it's like battery operated, is it? Because there's no connection to it. It was just, you know.
Oh my god.
And also, he's putting on his fucking laptop. Or at least right next to it. Either way, dude, that's like, what is the heat just held to the middle? It doesn't spread. Like, what?
No, that dorm room is hot as shit.
No, it is, and it smells like fucking...
It smells great, though.
It smells great, but I mean, that's for himself. Like, you know? Yeah, if you're in the room sharing it with... Oh, my God. Man.
Do you want to... I had a reality check.
Jesus.
I saw the most expensive meat the other day.
Kobe beef?
And I saw Wagyu.
Oh, sorry. What am I saying? Kobe beef. Yeah, Wagyu. What the fuck?
Wagyu, yeah. It was like $22.
Why am I thinking about the childish Gambino?
It was like $22, $24 a pound. Yeah. Crazy stuff like that. I'm like... I gotta do it once.
You might find more expensive fish.
That's like... Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Swordfish? It was like... The swordfish was like... it was like... $14 a pound, something like that. $14 or $15
Scallops can be like $20 a pound.
Jesus.
I think lobster is like the creme de la crop.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. It was so much. Probably some of the best meat you could get, though.
Apparently it's good. I remember my brother, he talked about how he got a soup.
And don't forget, the last thing that every college dorm man needs to buy.
Yeah, so that's... Jesus.
You need this. What are you talking about?
Oh, boy.
Look at it. Look at it.
No, just sleep on the floor. I'll live the Marcus
Aurelius life. You're going to hate me
life.
for this, but I actually like it. I love it.
I'll live the Marcus Aurelius life.
It actually looks really comfortable. I kind of want it.
No, see, like, this is how I'm going to start my minimalist streak.
Oh, God.
And it's going to be the time when it makes the most sense. Not when you're 40 and you actually have money, like some weird fucks online. But when you're 20 and you don't have money, so you can feel good about not having money. You're just being a minimalist.
Yeah, minimalists should cost more money sometimes, though, man.
Well, I'm talking about, like, just not buying
heavy
stuff.
Duty, though. Look, it says heavy duty. Hold on, how much can it hold? Can it hold me? I'm an overweight American.
Probably. Kid. I mean, look.
It says heavy duty, but it doesn't have a weight.
Just,
where is
just
the weight?
put
500 pounds.
Fucking Christ! What the? How much is this product? What did you have to pay?
$100.
I don't know if I trust that.
Does it come with a comforter, or does it just come with the... Oh, it does. It's come with a pad.
It's actually not bad, to be honest.
That's actually a pretty good deal.
Especially because, like, so you can buy a mattress and put it on the floor, and it might be more comfortable, but you don't get the benefit of being off the fucking ground.
Yeah, I've been sleeping on the ground for a while. We're thinking about trying to get a couch so we don't, like...
Yeah, that's another thing. Some people get futons, but then again, like...
Futons break.
I'm on the second story. Like, I'm up, and it's a tight space. So I'm like, maybe a cot makes more sense.
Well, congratulations on moving out.
Yeah, I thought about an air mattress, but, like... I don't know.
So the problem with an air mattress is that like past a certain hour, you kind of can't set it up unless you're gonna leave it there, just let it there. But even then, you have to pump it up from time to time because the air just sort of leaks out. But even then, like you can't run a pump in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like they're all louder than fuck. They're like, and
if you get home late, you
just gotta sleep and touch the floor.
And if you leave it on throughout the day, it loses air, so it's no longer like a true mattress. It's like a bag holding you in.
If you're laying on there with like another person, it's kind of okay because you guys distribute the air enough for it to pad yourselves. But no, it's like if you're lonely,
very lonely.
If you're a lonely man,
just lonely out there.
Take your sex doll.
Cities away.
Take your sex doll.
From the boo.
Take your doll.
But you know.
You can always take the... What are you talking about? You can always take the doll with you.
Always take... Jesus Christ. So, maybe kata is the right way.
Maybe. It's not bad. 500 pounds is a lot of weight. So, that's... I'm not sure. I might buy it. Alright, let's get into the stories, yeah?
Well, we can go to the Adventure Time thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to skip that. Okay. So what part about it you want to talk about? Because I only really want to talk about that part. And maybe Finn.
I mean, there's one thing I want... Just the first thing that comes to mind is how it sort of felt more like a Simon story. Like, yeah, it's Fiona and Cake, and they probably take up more screen time than Simon. But really, I feel like the most...
I did that wrong. I said Simon and Petrikov. That's stupid. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, Simon's story is really the one that feels... the most, I don't want to say fleshed out.
Shipping fandom, Jesus Christ.
I mean, yeah, the shipping fandom for Simon. But then it's like, what's there to ship? They're already on the fucking sails together, you know?
They've already been doing it. Like, they already been chilling for a while.
But, like, you know, it felt more like Simon's story. There is a story for Fiona and Cake, but, like, Simon's story is the one that, you know, sort of ended off on a cliffhanger at the end of Adventure Time. It's the one people thought about more of.
Yeah. So, you know what really... Okay, fine. You know, there's one thing I can add. The episode that I really made me fall in love with that show was Simon and Marcy.
Oh yeah, no, and what was it, the showrunner talk about it, and how they were in the writers' room and they'll pull names out of like a hat or something just to see who they're gonna have together, and they had like Marcy and Marceline and Ice King, and like it didn't seem like it was a thing they thought about before that episode was written.
It was such a great direction.
They just decided, like, yeah, okay, we'll make this really sad, fucked up, but great story. And it's amazing that Adventure Time has that capability.
Yeah, you know, the shows really did evolve. It's like, like, people talk about, like, oh, why don't you guys watch, like, the stuff, you know, X generation was watching. Like, our stuff was violent or racist or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, depending on old Disney.
Well, you know.
Yeah, the only thing is that, like, I think we have pretty mature shows. It's just a lot of our stuff has, like, emotional maturity, which is really cool. That's a really weird thing for our generation to have. But and it's like...
I can see why people like regular show more.
It's more casual, but it doesn't hit the heart, you know, like...
Like, yeah, I don't think there is as strong writing in regular show than as, like, Adventure Time.
Some of it was good, like Cloud, CJ, and Mordecai.
Yeah.
It's like a love triangle with the other Blue Jay?
Margaret.
Margaret, yeah. Margaret. But yeah, no, it's like Simon had everything a man can dream of, right? A woman that loves him and a daughter that adores him. And it all gets taken away, man. It's so fuck.
Yeah, no, he went through, like, the most shit.
It's great. But yeah, that first episode, man, I loved that episode because it's just such a tonal shift from, like, the rest of the show. It kind of hits you out of nowhere. You know, it's like...
Yeah, but, like, I mean, even throughout the show, you can see that, like, some horrible... Like, they live in a dystopian world, in a way. Like, or I guess it's post-dystopian.
Okay, fine.
Post-apocalypse, but so post-after. Like, you know that there was really horrible times in the world.
The tone of these episodes,
yeah. Especially in the first couple seasons. Even when you get past the first couple seasons, they're still very... Like, you know, just happy-go-lucky, just fun, jolly episodes.
Does this trigger any memories?
Yes, I remember. We could see on the other screen. Jesus Christ.
That's not going to work. Hold on. Yeah. It's such a small picture.
You can blow it up. And then,
I'm trying to... oh, wait, there you go. This might be good. Those of you who know, you know.
Yeah, those of you who know, you know. And, look, I Like, I mean, that's the great thing about Adventure Time. You have all the pieces. You have all the emotions.
That was a weird episode, man.
That was a very fucking weird episode.
God damn.
That was
How did they get away? How did they get away with that?
I don't know.
To be fair, our shows had a lot of innuendos, so there you go.
I mean, a lot of shows do. A lot of kids shows.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of them do. Oh my god, the subtext to a lot of the Tom and Jerry episodes and stuff. Weird, but cool, I guess.
What's subtext?
So like, there's scenes of like Tom and Jerry kind of putting up an act for like the owner of the house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That type of stuff.
Was there an act between Simon and Betty? I think it was just sad. Just a sad reality.
Man, fuck.
Yeah. Although, I felt like there could have been a nice moment between Finn and Simon because, Simon's mourning basically the loss of not, having Betty. Like, I thought like Finn might have brought up a story or two about Jake and how he got over, the loss.
I think Finn's still trying to cope.
Yeah. And when you look at, what's it called, Distant Lands Together Again episode, like, it's sort of implied that Finn never really got over Jake's death.
How can you?
And, like, I felt like he was going to be more sad, but maybe that's just how he coped with it. It was just, pushing it aside and never really, like, addressing it that much. But, like, there could have been an emotional moment there between them.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing is, the whole show is just... Like, I'm so far behind on it, so...
You should watch the whole...
It's such a vast show.
Just from start to finish, just in 1 week.
Jesus, that's too much. Also, we have a... Do we have a viewer? No, that's you, probably.
It probably is.
Well, Shall we get to it?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get to it. Judge rules!
Yeah, so a judge ruled that former Starbucks CEO
Criminals do... never mind, fuck, let's start again.
Judge rules former Starbucks CEO illegally threatened Belmont Shore barista.
Ooh,
and it was Howard Schultz. And basically during a group meeting, worker basically asked, like, hey...
this photo? Okay, no, okay, to the... Who took this? It's a public domain photo. Okay, I was about to say, I thought the reporter took this for a second. I'm like, that's a bit of a creeper shot.
Well,
from behind the table, right above the line, so they can't see the whole...
Would it have hurt to take one picture where half of it isn't just fuzzy desk, like fuzzy table?
Well, it wasn't her picture. It's public. I guess it's a public domain photo.
I think they could have just gotten a better photo of just going there and doing it with your phone.
There might be laws on that, but I'm not entirely sure.
Nah, maybe. Maybe they would have to even...
I don't know.
You'd have to talk to Howard Schultz. And, you'd have to be like, oh, please, Howard Schultz, on our hit piece on your great empire, may we please have a sip, one single ounce of your finest coffee? And he'll say no. He'll say you're not a good fit for this company and tell you to leave. That's the story. So, getting into the actual story, there was a worker in a meeting that basically brought up how, there's worker claims, like basically unfair labor practices that Starbucks had done, and she was asking, for Starbucks, like, to recognize the union, just bringing up union issues, and Howard Schultz said...
So basically what the worker said is, to some effect, why doesn't Starbucks embrace unions, try to be one of the first companies in the industry to support workers' rights to organize? According to the ruling, I believe.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah, so they
put in like
the person is trying their best to dress it up and pitch it like a win for Starbucks, and reportedly, the person remarked, what was it? Schultz, or who was the person who they were talking to?
Howard Schultz.
Schultz, okay. They responded with a. Where's the quote at? Do you remember?
It's more toward the top, but he said that if you don't like working here, then you can work somewhere else.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
If you're not happy at Starbucks, you can go work for another company.
And the NLRB, well, actually, no, I don't think it was the NLRB specifically, but a judge said, hey, that is against labor law.
Well, you know what? We can use this picture.
You can't just address somebody's question about unions with go work somewhere else. You can't.
And you know what I think? I think he had every right. I think as an American who is a job maker and an employer of the working man, I think this worker needs to understand that he is blessed with a job.
Yeah, that you can't speak up and even ask. Like, look, as
Blessed.
anti-union the U.S. is, you can't just say that you can't have a union or you're incompatible to work here because you asked about
It's
unions.
his right to work.
Yeah.
His right to work.
Yeah.
Look, if he doesn't like it, he can negotiate for a higher wage because he can demonstrate his individual value to the company. And the company, because they want to keep his value, will give him a higher wage. That's how capitalism works, and it works every time. Thank you very much.
Like, can you imagine asking, like, hey, you know, like, can we have a union, please? LOL. And your CEO, the man who
And you know what
leader.
he responds with? So, look outside. Look outside. Do you see that shit on the ground? Well, you're starting to remind me of it a bit. You're kind of stinking up the place. Maybe you should go.
You're not a good fit for this company.
We don't like shit at our company.
You're being a bad personality.
So, you know,
Get
maybe...
the fucking church from the boys treatment. You know, you're going to end up like the Deep. You'll be told to leave.
And then you do a book tour, join Scientology, then promptly get kicked out again.
Well, that was the thing. That was the Scientology.
Oh, do you want to talk about it real quick? Omni-Man is in Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Do you want to see it?
I've seen it.
Oh, you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Alright, this is the last fun thing before we go into the unrelenting darkness.
I was going to close this.
You have destroyed worlds.
I'm glad YouTube made such a fucking flattering thumbnail of me, man. I'm all here for it. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks for making me look like a hick.
They decide what gets to be put on.
You have destroyed worlds.
He's really into the boys, so... Now and also I really like Liu Kang in this universe, so the fact they're about to basically rip his entire spine out makes me really sad, but okay, I understand, because he's the god.
You have destroyed worlds.
Yeah, he did.
I have erased whole timelines.
Yeah, but this is his trailer.
Yeah, like, you're in his timeline right now. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, this is his trailer. You're about to get fucking zapped, dude. Well, not actually. I'm thinking about fucking Homelander still. You're about to get your face beaten.
Oh, this might be too...
You're right.
This might be too much.
It
We'll only
might
just
be.
watch the first part. We won't watch the finishers.
Okay, that's one thing I didn't like. Was that how they pop up? Like, I know they do like this sort of team up system in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
how in the trailer it's like, oh yeah, and he's side by side with Scorpion. I'm like, why? Like, this is Omni-Man's thing. Like, I understand you have to show off also the moves when you team up with somebody. Like, that's part of the repertoire.
I
But,
arguably
like,
just think that makes this, like, incomplete. Like, you should have added a... Like, you know what would have been cool if they added, like, a second character from the do it with? And then at, like, the end, they do them, like, fighting each other with two, like, Mortal Kombat characters.
What would have been cool is if
know.
they also added Invincible and he was the one standing next to Omni-Man.
Yeah, and then at the end, like, they're fighting each other with two Mortal Kombat characters backing them up.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would have been cool.
But, you know.
But maybe they're saving Invincible for the next, you know, like
For when they need another update.
Yeah. Well, for the next game.
Alright, well, y'all didn't see that. YouTube, that didn't happen. So, anyway, can't watch that now. War crimes are being committed.
Have you seen the new Invincible trailer?
I don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah. I mean, you know, who knows if Amazon does copyright?
Yeah, they do.
Nah, impossible. Why would such a famous and generous company do such a thing?
Oh, God. We're not gonna. I can't play.
Yeah,
it.
that's his, fatality. At least I'm pretty sure
that's one of them. Yeah, I think that might be his. What's that move where you use the trigger? What's it called to activate it? You get like
I don't know. I haven't really played Mortal Kombat.
The super.
Much. I think I don't know.
You don't know? Like it's in like every fighting game where you get like in Mortal Kombat game. It's like you get one super heavy attack where it's like a cutscene.
In Smash Bros, I know it's an ultimate.
Yeah, maybe it's an ultimate. Probably like an ultimate or a super. I don't know. Whatever. Oh god, don't you love that? You were into this show first.
Yeah, no, I think Invincible's amazing.
I will fully admit to the fact that I was like almost disgusted by the head scene.
Well, they have
that turned me off at first. They have it
in the game.
They have it in here.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna flip through some.
I'll be honest with you. It's not actually as bad as the animated version.
It's not.
The animated version is
a little
so
disappointing. Because Mortal Kombat is where you can go bloody and gory. Right, I mean, they'll have fatalities where your intestines gets thrown across the room, but you couldn't do the face squish. Like, I mean, maybe it's just too...
They have a whole train loaded with people, though, to squish.
Yeah, no, and I'm like, why... Well, I mean, maybe they just didn't have enough time or enough money. Maybe, I don't know.
No willpower.
Oh, boy. But I approve.
Oh,
I can't wait for...
I was about to play like an idiot.
Yeah, no, that would be bad.
No, we can't play it because y'all know why.
I hope that in the Homelander trailer, they'll have Omni-Man on the other side and not like Liu Kang. But they probably will put Liu Kang because he's supposed to be the fucking god, right?
Yeah, he's the most...
Oh, spoiler alert, I'm sorry.
Oh, whatever, that game has been out. And also, like, that wasn't even a spoiler in the first... That was in the last Mortal Kombat. Like, the game ended with him being a god. So that game's old as fuck anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's not old. It's like 4 years. It's been out a while. I wouldn't say 4 years is old. But, You don't agree with me on that one, though, right? 4 years makes it ancient?
It is ancient.
In the social media world, yes.
Yeah. It's gone. It's
in the timeline of history, it is a blink. Oh, is Massachusetts going based again?
So, Massachusetts is trying to put in a law that says... Oh, well... Actually, no, there should be another link. Or is there not the link there? There was one from ACLU, Massachusetts, talking about it. I don't know if... Oh, they're going to go on 12-foot ladder. Yeah, so there was basically an ad requiring the reader to buy into the Boston Globe's subscription service, which I will not. I will never. Not as long as there's alternatives or the 12-foot ladder.
Can we just talk about it? I'm gonna just find
like a photo
or a video. So Boston is banning dogs with guns.
Well, yeah, they're basically banning the sale and use of like robots, like uncrewed machines with guns. But they said there's an exception for like the military and police disposing explosives. Oh yeah, no, the dude.
There you
Corridor, just an amazing job. They've always been amazing since.
Love them.
Yeah, for like over a decade. Yeah,
God, longer than that.
Here comes the U.S. Army Super Robo Dog with a sniper rifle.
Actually, if you guys want something topical, here I'll show you. Yeah. It's fucked up. Israeli robotic sniper.
Oh my.
Yeah, they're trying them out right now. So, they've been trying them out for a little while. Give me a second. Come on, Google, load, damn it. They don't have the picture of it. But this might... Yeah, they don't have the picture. That sucks. It was on like Al Jazeera or something like that.
No.
Yeah, but I can't find it right now. That they're deploying. Oh. Huh.
Sponge-tipped bullets. They'll still bust your eye. And probably crack a bone if on direct impact.
You have the computer running all the artificial intelligence, computer vision algorithms, which make this what we call a true fire control system. It's not only just relying on static information, it actually considers the human, the soldier, which is not stable. He's under pressure. He's tired. Sometimes he didn't get enough training.
Jesus fuck,
And
man.
also the target is...
They know where they were born. They know how many brothers they had. Are they a middle
gun
child? Are they?
scripts.
Do they have a mother? Do they have a family? Do we take them in as a hostage? What do we use when we torture? He gives us all the information we need to find out what to do when the Palestinians arrive. Yeah, like, Jesus, man. Like, look,
Yeah.
I understand Hamas did bad things, but like, they got fucking robo guns.
This was a year ago.
Yeah, this is a year ago. I haven't seen Palestine carrying around fucking RoboCop shit, you know? Jesus, man.
So let's talk about how Boston did a big W.
Yeah, and so, keeping it topical, because I don't know in the future, but if you see this in a year from now, this was during the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Oh, this is going to date the living hell out of this, but, you know.
Yeah, but, basically Massachusetts said that you can't sell or buy, make robots with guns.
What about against civilians? Has it banned the use
There was an
against
exception
civilians?
with police. They haven't put it into law. They need to do a vote on it, but it was proposed. But they gave an exception to police disposing explosives and for the U.S. military. Basically, they're not saying that the U.S. military can't do this here.
Well, the Fed.
I mean, yeah, who's going to tell them no?
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, we made a new law
Thanks.
here that...
Wow, Boston, until
the
you
US
said so,
purpose.
I was concerned about what to do, right? Like, the U.S. this is the U.S. military just... Wow, now that Boston gave me their permission.
That now the U.S. military can make their steps.
Wow.
And hello, person who just joined. And we're talking about Boston and how they try to... At least they're trying to stop robots with guns. And that being bought, sold, or made in their state. But,
we're using the example that the IDF uses this technology on the Gaza Strip.
Although it does have a horrifying implication for the future for shootings.
It
imagine if you had, a robotics nerd, go in the other direction.
I'll play devil's advocate just because it's good for discussion. In a lot of countries, it's not uncommon for dudes with, assault rifles just to be patrolling. I mean, hell, you've been to the airport, right?
Yeah.
So,
actually, I've never been in a plane.
Or actually, you've been
to the border.
Yeah, you've been to the border.
Yeah.
So you've seen them. There's usually dudes with ARs and shit walking around. So.
Yeah.
Is that any different in principle? Especially if these are all, supposedly less than deadly.
For police, as long as it's not AI doing it, it's a person with a camera and they're watching and verifying in real time.
Yeah.
Then I'm okay, but then again, there's no... I don't know. It takes away the human element. It makes it so dehumanized, and I want to say
you can
that
no longer hold someone accountable for their mistakes.
I mean, I guess you'll hold the person with the fucking controller, but that seems
a bit superfluous. Is that the word? Superfluous.
Maybe it'll make it easier to do let's say if a cop is afraid of using their stun gun, right? So they go for the gun instead. If you're a robot, you can go for the stun gun or rubber bullets, and they won't have to care. Really, you'd have to care more about your state's funding of the robots. So maybe there's an angle you can say robot soldiers, robot policemen are humanitarian because you're not risking a human life to go for the stun gun or the rubber bullets.
Well, in the best
you're just
version
risking
of this,
the state's wallet or the city's wallet.
I mean, in the best version of this, you can argue that the robot would be a good countermeasure in the sense that it can be it's not a human life, so you can send it in to do a temp check on a crowd, and if it gets wiped out, then you can send in the but the head kickers. But it's I don't like AI. I don't know. You're doing a little much there. You shouldn't be using this stuff on civilians.
Well, if they were only armed with rubber bullets and stun guns, tasers. Imagine where a cop can be I feared for my life, so I shot that person who was standing there without anything in his pockets. You don't really have that reason anymore. You no longer have the reason of I feared for my life. So you can literally just arm robots with non-fatal, deterrent weapons, whatever you want to call it. You no longer have the argument that you feared for your life. You literally are not there.
Okay, but every time you say he reaches for his taser or gun, I just keep thinking then he reaches for the AI remote one for the turn on his cop car.
Look, if there was a person committing crime that could hack into the city's robot system, he was gonna do some crazy shit anyways, and I don't think he would have done in front of human police. You know, at least that robot will only have stun guns, not rubber bullets. That you can also say that is a way to get around the possibility of hacking. Well, you only arm it with non-fatal stuff. So then if it does get hacked, it can't really do as much damage as it would if you gave it 9 mil or 5.56. And that'll be horrible to hit the record. That is a slap.
That was a slam and a dunk. God damn, I did not mean to do it that loud.
Yeah.
Fuck. So now in the recording, there's just going to be this loud, annoying bam. And just like...
Yeah.
Piss. Alright.
Oh, God.
Well, I guess it's only a second.
Yeah.
I'm miserable. So, good on Boston, I guess.
I mean, they're trying. But then again, I'd be surprised if this was even legal in a lot of other states to put it on like a freaking, like an RC car even.
Well, bomb disposal robots have been around for a long time.
But like the idea of like, okay, you can't put your 1911 on a RC car now.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, I don't know if you were able to do that before. I feel like there's probably a lot of laws on you putting... I know you can use like guns and traps in a lot of states. I'm not sure if that's a federal law, but like, you can't have like a gun string trap on your door.
What's that tiny MW2? Hold on.
The Wilson?
Oh, the Wilson!
Yeah. So they're basically saying you can't make the Wilson for Modern Warfare.
My God.
You can't make it, sell, and like distribute that. It hasn't been passed. So I guess theoretically, in Massachusetts right now, get it while it's still available. You can, make your own
Get it
Wilson.
while it's hot, sons of bitches. Why not? Hold on. Wait. I'm just gonna try to find an image.
Yeah.
Why are all the images so
Well,
small?
it'd be like that.
Damn it, my militant brothers in Christ.
There you go. That's a chunky file.
That is a chunky.
Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know. You should probably go the other direction. Yeah, you
can't see.
Good.
God damn it.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Now it's really small.
Now that LAPD's next police budget.
Jesus. But like, okay, which do you prefer? A cop that would have shot you 20 times and said you went for your phone in your pocket, or the robot that shoots
500? Oh. Or, I was going to say 500 sponge-tip bullets a second.
Oh, gee,
It just riddles my fucking car.
Yeah, with like a 6-barrel turret.
And then it shoots a white phosphorus smoke grenade into the driver's seat.
But the thing is...
And burns a hole through my leg through the chair and the car. Yeah, I'm about to say, that white phosphorus grenade goes off in my lap, burns a hole through my lap, the chair, and the car.
I'm just saying, how are you going to regulate the future?
Oh, it has 4 of them, too.
Yeah.
It has 4 grenade launchers.
Cannons. Yeah.
So you can really fuck your shit up.
But you're alive.
Those are some pretty large caliber fucking sponge tip bullets. Thing looks like a damn cannon. It's like a 20 millimeter.
Well, it's a really
cannon.
big sponge.
It's armor piercing.
For clothes. It's a sponge. It pierces through stains.
LAPD's next patrol robot. Just see these rolling down the street.
I'm just saying, you can stop violent cop shootings without killing the perpetrator.
And then the AI in this thing goes like rogue and starts murdering people, starts shooting grenades into people's houses.
Yes, if we lived in Final Destination, everything turns bad. If I lived in
China will just do finally does its digital warfare attack and fucking turns us into the Terminator.
Yeah.
Okay, could you imagine
Red Dawn happens.
Could you imagine 10 of these just going? Could you imagine 10 of these just running amok through the city streets and like 50 police officers have to take one down?
But what are you gonna do? Tell me.
Let the city get taken over like Gotham.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do in LA? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Call him the Batman?
They already have him in Texas.
Oh God.
They did it before San Francisco.
Oh yeah. Texas is already arming up. They're like, we're gonna keep those Californians down. Damn it.
The only thing you can do now is regulate what can be on a robot.
But even then, I'm gonna look up something that might get me on a watch list. Can you buy EMP
grenades?
EMP devices.
No,
you cannot generate an electromagnetic pulse from household items. That's not what I want. Can you legally buy? Federal law prohibits the operation, marketing, or sale of any type of jamming equipment, including devices that interfere with cellular, personal communication services, police radar, GPS, and Wi-Fi. But does that mean just... Actually, building an EMP is legal, is it? But using one isn't. Well, fuck, man.
Yeah. So I was like, you could have it, but you can't ever use... Like,
you can can, like, the 10 city blocks you live on, wipe out everybody's electronics, but then you're going to go to federal prison.
Yeah, you'd need a couple acres and a farm to really test it out, no? It's just so that you don't end up fucking up, city property. Just jamming all the electronics in downtown.
Just fries the... Like, if you live in an apartment complex, you just fry the like, what was it? The generator? Or what do they call it? The little electric thing on the houses?
The meters?
The meters, yeah. You just blow out all the meters. Whatever. Oh, God. Well, Boston, you're doing good. The rest of the world doing pretty shit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. God, every time we do a stream, and, like, I gotta admit, it is gonna be weird, like, if we ever stream and we don't do a Matt Walsh reaction.
Are you saying we go over Matt Walsh a lot?
Yeah,
there was a dry period.
There was a dry period, but we need, honestly, the Campbell never... Honestly, I want to interview Campbell.
Well, yeah, Jason S. Campbell is just great at...
God amongst men.
Just gathering...
God amongst men.
Crap ton of good clips.
God amongst men.
Yeah.
Come on the show, David, please. We appreciate you.
And of course we aren't.
Wait. Prelude this for us. What's happening? Who does he want dead now?
He was saying that colonizing isn't necessarily a bad thing, and it can be a good thing. And honestly, at this point, I almost feel like Matt Walsh doesn't really...
Damn, I should have kept that other article in.
I don't know if Matt Walsh truly believes in what he's saying. Like, there's just so much crazy shit.
Let's see what he has to say.
He is employed by the Daily Wire, and it's probably, his paycheck's probably reflected by the amount of views he gets. And, like, Eddie, how can you just say so much crazy shit?
I mean, like, the past informs us what's going on today, obviously, but I feel like for the most part, most of that's irrelevant to how we should be treating people today. Because most of the people who are involved in, say, like, the Indian colonization, like America being colonized and destroyed, like, most of those people are dead. No, they're all dead. Like, they've been dead for hundreds of years. Their children are who remain. So,
but that isn't the same as colonization.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. Here we go, Matt Walsh.
Hi, Matt.
Colonizers just because we happen to live in the United States, but also we never.
Wait. Let's rewind.
And of course, we aren't colonizers just because we happen to live in the United States, but also
we're settlers, but that's not. Yeah, I mean, colonizers are.
I'm not a settler. I got.
Half of you is.
Oh, sure, yeah. If your family got mixed by a settler, then you're a settler. Now, what the fuck? What type of weird backwards logic is? It's like, oh, you dared to be R-worded by a settler, so now your kid is a settler. Yeah, no, that's... Maybe if you go far enough left,
yes,
it pops up. Just some weird part of the Twitter rabbit hole.
Evil.
Yeah.
Never should have accepted the premise that colonization is some sort of inherently bad, evil thing. It's actually a ludicrous premise. No matter what leftists meant when they say that they want to decolonize the West.
You can't really decolonize the West.
Yeah, too ingrained.
There's been 3-4 generations of people who live on this land. They're native now, effectively speaking. It's, the Indians need to be given more and a better shot, but I'll be honest with you, even on there, like, for that, we don't really know enough. We just know that they lack a lot of the resources that the rest of America has. Their college high school dropout rates are very high. Their education's kind of shoddy. Doesn't seem like they have the most opportunities where they are.
They don't.
So, I mean, besides, like,
and
that type of stuff, then, yeah.
I don't know if the casino market is really enough to hold up the Native American economy. Like, they need to be more support. I was going to say integrated with the U.S., but no, they should be able to be their own, but still succeed.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when you're literally encased by the U.S.,
And the state you're in.
And they regularly push it through your land, like oil pipelines.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're not going to be able to. They have really bad rates for school graduation. They're,
I don't know. This is such a weird topic to fight on. It's like...
It is.
This is weird.
But then again, I don't know how you go after the Native American problem without having to address other problems with other minority groups in the U.S. Because, like, I don't know, there might be some animosity if there's a huge Native American package deal, and then, like, African Americans or Latin Americans are like, hey, what the fuck?
Are the underclasses also considered colonizers, like the Chinese who built the railways? You know, are they considered colonizers? Because they weren't, like, California wasn't their native homeland, but they sure as hell worked it. Sure hell are a lot of them now. So, you know, would you call them colonizers? Maybe they are by definition.
That's a problem for far left-wing people on Twitter.
Maybe they are, but, you know, I don't think that's...
The right should have opposed it on principle. That's because colonization, historically, has been a force for good throughout the world.
I don't know if India would believe that, man.
Let's see. I think my guess is going to be paternal racism, but let's see.
Introducing the rule of law, public health, human dignity.
Yeah, all those dead people. You know, all the. You know when we wiped out like 70-80% of the Indian population. All
I was say, like, do you not know that there was laws in the Americas before it became colonized? Like, didn't we base off parts of our government from Native American government?
The lynchings.
Yeah, like, the arrows being bundled together is from the Native Americans.
Don't forget the Indian towns. You know, when we converted a bunch of Indians to live in towns, and then we get super paranoid about them, and then we go and murder them, because we basically corralled them in a fucking ghetto. And we did that a bunch of times. And then we also forced them into barren lands. Then we also destroyed their lands by putting pipelines through it, etc., etc. You know, it's like, what do you want to do? Like, do we really care about them and value human life and dignity? It seems like we just value the money we could have pulled out of them. Like we're squeezing blood from a stone. And we're going to keep on squeezing until there's nothing but dust and blood in our hand. So.
Yeah.
To certainly this entire hemisphere.
You're a hemisphere, Matt Walsh. You ever think about that?
We're currently living on. As we've talked about earlier in the week, before colonization, the natives were ripping the hearts out of children as offerings to their sun gods.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, if you worked in a Caribbean slave plantation, they'll just cut off your arms because you didn't make enough money for your owners.
Are you forgetting all those wars that they fought, like the 30 Years' War? The war of, what was it, the war of, the Northern Wars, like all the various wars of Europe. Oh, yeah, the various wars of the French Republic, or the French Empire under Napoleon, where Europe was basically fighting itself for like 30 years. Yeah. 40 years, or fighting the whole damn continent for like 30 years.
Like in the Caribbean sugar plantations, people didn't live long enough for new shipments of slaves to come in. They had to just keep shipping in slaves because, what was it, like their age only went up to like the mid-20s, and then they would just die. Like that was their life expectancy, was mid-20s. Don't
forget modern times with World War I, World War II. Seems like Europe's at war. I mean, Ukraine and Russia. Yeah. Azerbaijan and, what was it, Serbia? It seems like Europe's at war a hell of a lot. Seems like Europe's constantly killing itself, like all the time. The French are engaged in Mali. I mean, it seems like they're always fighting. And, like, I don't know, man.
And, of course, when I say natives... And if I say that term,
do your thing.
The
Cook,
tribes that lived
Matt.
On this continent when the conquistadors arrived were themselves not native to this continent. They came here and killed whoever was there first. But in any event, conquering them was the right decision for all of humanity. And it's just beyond dispute.
So, like, how could you just believe in manifest destiny?
So I'll just make the argument. The reason why you shouldn't believe it is because... think about the entire progress of human rights after that point. Think about the racial politics of that point. Think about it all over the world.
Andrew Jackson saying, fuck the Supreme Court, let's just go and slaughter.
Well, the point is that think of the progress we've made in that people have more rights, not less. And those are rights that we enshrine. And it seems like all of history is us trying to pull away from that and other, counter forces trying to drag us back. Put it to you like this. If we had the world Matt Walsh wanted, I firmly believe we'd still be living in huts. Living till we're 30 and having 20 children and dying in a war. And if it was up to Matt Walsh, we'd have a world where the races are segregated and fighting. No. The world he wants is a world where humanity ends because we fucking nuked ourselves. Africa was getting uppity and we nuked them because they were, they're getting too dark. Or we nuked China because the yen's scary. Or China nuked us because the US dollar is just sort of pissing them off that week. No, the world Matt Walsh wants is a terrible, terrible existence of a world.
That we are all living much better lives now because of it.
The vast majority of the world making $1 a day disagrees. Yeah, they love making Nike's fucking t-shirts and
I don't know
Nike's
if sweatshop
hats.
workers agree. I don't know if Native Americans on the reservations necessarily agree.
Oh yeah, Palestine, where bombs are falling on their houses every other day. Oh yeah, Ukraine, where bombs are also falling on their houses every day.
Yeah.
Wow, all this is working out so great.
And also, it's not like they were just given these quote-unquote better lives for the fact that the colonizers were so gracious to bestow upon them. They had to fight for it through movements, protests.
Some of them haven't ended yet.
And some of them haven't gotten it back yet. It's like it's as if he believes that, in the civil rights movement, the people, they just gave them their rights.
Well, it seems like
as if there wasn't a huge push that they had to do.
All the qualities of the modern
to reach
world,
equality, quote unquote.
All the qualities of the modern world are essentially rejections of the world that Matt Walsh wants.
Yeah.
Frankly, every freedom you have, hell, even freedom of speech. Do you think you'd be free to criticize King Walsh? Fuck no, dude. This is the face he'd give you as he oversees your execution.
Well, I mean, he did say that, voting rights basically aren't universal, and they're not exactly, God-given. And that basically not everyone has the right to vote, and implying that there should be literacy tests. So, it is a crazy
I bet Matt
world.
Walsh gets the vote, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, whatever.
And also, I think it's just weird being for literacy tests, considering the historical... implications to a group of people.
Oh, he knows.
That were,
he knows. He likes it. That's what he wants.
He
knows.
I know.
He's not stupid. He knows.
But then again, I do wonder though if he's does he actually believe these things? Because I don't know. Maybe a third of it he does.
He believes in money. Yeah. He believes in money. Shit, I believe in money too. Donate to us somehow.
Practical terms, it means you're doing a lot better now than you would have if colonization had never occurred, and that's pretty cool. And after the massacres in Israel this week and the shameful and brazen response from many corners of the left, no serious...
Yeah, and the shameful responses from the right, you genocidal horse. You guys have literally been calling for the destruction of Palestinians from before the war even started. And you guys just want to sweep your skeletons under the rug, but you've been calling for genocide for so long that America lost interest. We just accepted the fact that these people don't matter. And it's so messed up because at the end of the day, my biggest problem with the Israeli-Hamas war is, and I'll get in trouble for this for the left, but Israel had to respond. Israel can't just let itself get fucking rocket attacked, all right, and let its civilians be captured. That is a completely fair statement. Israel has a right to defend itself in that scenario. But what does victory mean? What's going to be the ratio? 3 dead Palestinians to 1 dead Israeli? What the total destruction of the Gaza Strip? Both? What does victory look like?
I think Netanyahu's probably just going to reach for the stars because I don't know if he's going to win next election. Having, your equivalent to Pearl Harbor happen and just, he's probably thinking he has to do with Nagasaki, has to do something that's equivalent to make Hamas buckle and to bring up his approval numbers. Because, how can you be the president that said that basically, oh, yeah, you're going to protect Israel. Your biggest thing is to protect Israel from the Palestinians, be the strong-handed leader.
So
and then just have
Reuters,
a total fucking failure when Hamas did a huge strike on your nation.
So Reuters, according to the Reuters, there's roughly 40,000. I've seen numbers about 30 to 40,000. Understand something. 40,000 is a large number, yeah. But understand that Israel called up, mind you, not active soldiers, reservists, the back pocket guys. 300,000. Their reserve army is going to crush Hamas. So what does victory look like with these overwhelming odds? You know, that's my problem is... And Israel's being kind of vague. They said the elimination of all terrorist groups. But that's not going to happen.
We knew what that meant in the Middle East wars with the U.S.
Yeah,
that's a forever war.
Yeah, 20-year war. Congratulations, Israel.
And also, bombing the cities where there's a shit ton of civilians. That also creates terrorists because they'll have no other place to go to but Hamas.
Oh yeah, the ultimatum's up. It's been 24 hours. You know what?
Yes, there's probably bombings happening.
Let's not get off on that. We already talked about it.
A person could dispute what decolonization means either. It refers to a genocidal ideology that we have let fester for far too long. And at this point, the stakes are obvious. Everybody promoting decolonization wants to murder civilians, not just in Israel, but in every civilized country on the planet.
That's not true at all. You can be pro-decolonization without having to kill civilians. In fact, being anti-decolonization is pro-killing civilians because everybody who says that Israel or Hamas killed babies, I'm going to just ask you, do you think the fact they're about to cut the power to incubators on the Gaza Strip, you don't think that's going to kill babies? What do those babies ever do? What? Does killing babies on one side justify killing babies on the other? So it's okay when Israel kills babies? Is that what we're doing? Is that the standard that we have? I thought the Israeli army was supposed to be a moral army. So that's obviously not true. Just as barbaric as the people you say and the people you criticize. Let's be real. Like, you're okay with killing children. You're okay with killing babies. You're okay with it as long as it's retaliatory. Right? That justifies it, right? What's one more dead kid, right? Another flame snuffed out before it even got a chance to be a fire. Sickening. And you say this is a justified response. You see the shit we're dealing with? You see the genocidal rhetoric we're dealing with? Man, it's hard not to just get upset about this shit. But, like, these people know what they're doing, and they know what their rhetoric is going to lead to.
Don't ignore what they're saying.
Yeah, don't ignore what you're saying.
That they are your enemy. And the enemy of all civilized people.
Understand something, that he is the enemy of peace-loving people around the world. He is okay with the destruction and annihilation of cultures who have no power to defend themselves, because in his mind, the hegemony of one culture, the homogeny of one culture is better than us having the blanket of many cultures. Instead of having us, having the many worlds where people can be and the many types of people who can live, he wants there to be one person. People like Matt Walsh. He only wants one kind of person to vote. He only wants one kind of person to lead. People like him. So keep in mind, if you're someone who loves peace and freedom, if you love American values, he's not your friend. He does not believe in what you believe.
Yes, I do agree. He gives off the vibe that he wouldn't like it if people spoke Spanish at Taco Bell. Yes, I do agree.
Thank you, guys.
That he might get a little ticked off if he hears, like Mandarin in Costco. You might be a little ticked off if you're Korean in Koreatown. It's just the irony and bigotry is there. Yeah.
Matt Walsh hates America. There you go. Okay. Matt Walsh stresses me out. Sometimes stuff he says is really funny. Oh my god, this will make me feel better. Oh my god, this will make me feel better. We're finally at conspiracy theories.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, and to the one viewer, if you want to watch something, you can ask. Or if you have an opinion on Spanish-speaking people in Taco Bells and don't like them, you can bring it up.
Robert F. Kennedy is going independent. So, look, he is going to solve America's problems. We talk about Jank and his electability, but you know who's really electable? RFK. He's a Kennedy, god damn it. And now he's going to steal votes from Republicans. Isn't
The
that
Kennedy that the other Kennedys don't want running.
You mean the Kennedy who forged his own path?
Look, I mean, he has some good policies. I've heard so much random shit about, like, I don't know.
Robert Kennedy.
I don't think he could win as an independent.
My voice
I don't think
is
he's meant to
shrill.
run as an independent.
Look, Robert Kennedy, you gotta understand that. You are repulsive to the Democratic Party. But thank you, though. If you want to take Republican votes...
Yeah, there was polls that showed that Republicans actually like him more than Democrats, and you might pull more
Please
people on the Republican side.
In fact, ironically enough, RFK, you want to help the Dems, this is the best way to do it. For you, in your position. Hell yeah. Do it, brother. I shouldn't make fun of him. I think he lost in like a stroke or something. But well, you know, look, I'm a bad person too. You know, sorry, whatever. But he's a bad person too. Look at him. Okay, he wanted you to die from COVID. You know, spitting up bits of lung and blood.
Yeah, and he didn't like the COVID vaccines, and he had some weird opinions about Jewish people and COVID vaccines. Although I don't want to get that deep into it. I'm not fully knowledgeable about the exact quotes. You know,
look
the
at
exact
him.
Things he said.
Look, doesn't he inspire? Look. We're gonna watch this inspiring American leader. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, C-SPAN out here with the perfect standing position.
This just... I'm glad. I'm glad that... Hi, that's probably me back there.
Oh, boy.
Man, this is put together like ass.
Yeah.
Damn.
I do know before you
it.
told me about how like there should be a press box that is above the audience.
Yeah.
And has a clear shot of RFK.
That's where all the camera people usually would be.
Yeah.
But they don't have it here because...
I don't know. Well, that journalist got a good access. He's right up behind his back.
That might be That might be a part of the team. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it probably is.
Because if they're this bad, I kind of doubt they're working with the media. Go on. Block C-SPAN again. Yeah, I bet you are. Oh, yeah. Reclaim that shit, brother. Yeah.
And that's why I'm here today.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
To declare myself an independent candidate.
Right up there with Cornel West, huh? Cornel West said he's going to go independent. He's no longer with the Green Party.
Wonder why he made that change.
I don't know.
Damn, should have told
me.
me.
He's an old man.
Damn.
He's an old man.
Where's Kennedy?
Man. Well, it's a fucked up Where's Waldo, where there really isn't Waldo in the frame.
Yeah, Waldo's just not there. They forgot to put in Waldo.
That's such a gaslight to be like, yeah, where is he? Where's RFK?
Oh, God. I didn't know that was a command for this.
What?
If you hold it down, it... Hold on. What?
I don't know, it's magic.
Yeah, because if I hold it down, it'll speed up. I don't know. Tell us. Preach, brother.
Is he purposely holding that up? Oh, no, I think he has something... You can't even see what's written on that.
Oh, a new Declaration of Independence. You hear that?
Oh, boy.
You hear that?
I'm ready.
A new Constitution, my brothers.
I don't know. He just doesn't spark that ambition and passion in me that other people feel about him.
What do you mean? I've always said I want an ambitious politician who dreams, who inspires and uplifts the American people.
He's really fit.
No. He inspires and uplifts. He wants to make a new constitution. Why? Fuck knows. What will it do? Fuck cares. Okay? He wants a new constitution. Who else is more ambitious than that?
No one.
Know who's ambitious? No one. As ambitious as that? Guess who? You'll never guess who.
Who?
George Washington.
I should have known.
Because that was the last man to fight for the Declaration of Independence, to fight for a constitution.
He is founding father material. Certainly.
He'll be face number 5 on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's RFK. Staring at everyone.
It feels like bullying.
I don't know. I just don't find RFK to be that interesting. Like, personally.
Why do you think I'm hyping him up so much?
I don't know, man. I mean, to be fair, he's doing good as an independent. I'll say that. You know, he has, like, as a person who was, okay, he was running as Democrat prior, but they didn't even have, you know, the primary debate, so he didn't get as much coverage as he would have if then. But, like, you know, he's gone through the podcast circuit. He has a lot of popularity online. I would say he's more popular than Marianne Williamson. I mean, I doubt he would come here. I doubt.
Want to interview Williamson?
I mean,
I actually really like Marianne Williamson, so
it does make me sad that RFK is a lot more in the algorithm than Williamson.
I love Williamson though; she's great.
She's good.
Absolutely wonderful. But
sadly, she didn't make as much wonders. Like on TikTok algorithm, she's more there.
Yeah, but Kennedy's coasting on the fact he's Kennedy.
That's true, but also, like, I don't think that's the reason why he got through the podcast circuit, you know?
I don't fully agree. I think the fact that he's Kennedy is doing all... Because could you... Okay, take this exact same personality and stick it on Bo Bum governor from Mississippi.
Yeah, but if that governor was running for president and he started saying all those things...
Like what?
You know, well, apparently he says a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, but so are all the Republicans for the most part.
But they don't got Riz. They're also not built. Have you seen RFK? He's pretty good.
I'm sorry. I think it's the fact that he's... If you took this exact same rhetoric and put it on some asshole from some governor from some blue dog state...
I do think he's more charismatic than a lot of politicians. Now, you mean you can be like, that's Kennedy's blood.
That voice?
I would say the voice also helps him being unique. I'll say this. In a general election... That does not help him. The voice,
get out of here, Kermit.
Hurts him. But in terms of popularity,
you're fired, Kermit.
Within a niche,
your show is canceled.
I think it helps him having that like voice. It's like saying like, oh yeah, Jordan Peterson's like crackly, like squeaky voice. That didn't hurt him in the algorithm gaining popularity.
Who?
Jordan Peterson. He also has a very unique voice, and it wouldn't help him on like a debate stage.
Yeah, but Peterson appeals to like sad men who need like a stoic philosopher in their lives. He's trying to like appeal to also women, you know what I mean?
I don't think that is the only place you can have unique voices. Even if it might be detriment in an election.
We declare independence.
He's going to lead the army, the second army of American independence.
No, boy.
That charisma. It inspires me to die in battle. Instead of dying in a European trench war, I'll die in an American skirmish.
You hear that voice with the, like, typical TikTok...
As the light fades from my eyes.
That's going to get in people.
As I get shot by a fucking Appalachian sniper. And I like my vision fades out and I stare up and all I hear in my head is... Dead.
Boom.
Do.
Big pharma, from big ag, from the
Big ag.
contractors and their lobbyists.
Yeah.
And we declare independence.
Give us a conspiracy theory.
Media.
Hi.
To fortify all of the corporate orthodoxies from their advertiser.
You know, it's real hard to film you when you don't do a fucking press box, you dumb bastard. It's really hard to film you when all your fucking fans put fucking signs in front of your face. Oh, but that's our fault, right? Because your shitty planning is our fucking,
Is there other outlets with better spots?
I saw one dude in the camera with a pole holding up the camera above the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
The setup is ass.
Hate our neighbors and to fear our friends.
I bet.
And we declare independence from the cynical elites who betray our hope and who amplify our divisions.
Don't you just want to hold the nastiest angle on the ATF agent when you're hearing this?
I don't know. For me, it's like, you know, it's just still water. Like, it doesn't get me riled up. It doesn't even give me, like, any sort of emotion. It's just sort of like, okay, like,
No, oh my god, just pause. Look, I'm just saying this.
Like, can you give me policies in your speech or like specific things? Like, I understand the rhetoric is nice, but like, I
disagree because in my opinion. Oh wait, actually, wait, hold on. In my opinion, this makes me just want to do the nastiest of fucking. God, our search algorithm kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, it only. But then again, that's also because it doesn't have that type of thing in there.
That's fair. I would hope that the search engine would be a little more useful. Oh, maybe.
Well, because it doesn't think you're part of that group on that account.
Not yet. We'll change their mind.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, I hate this so much. Oh, maybe you need the word meme. This is gonna be a fun one to rate. Oh. Maybe? There, see? This makes... Come on. There you go. He makes me want to do this. Look. He inspires me. My true calling. Okay? It's just the nastiest imaginable angle.
Here's how you load a 50...
Sorry, that's not the same video. No? You're not inspired to hold the corner angle on him? No?
Nah.
Okay. Fine. No pixel peeping here in Minecraft. Sorry, RFK. He said no to the Second American Revolution.
And finally, we declare independence from the two political parties.
See, Saul? He declared independence. Why can't you? Now hurry up! I need you to set up this corner peep so we can get that no-knock warrant raid.
And the corrupt interests that dominate them and the entire rig system of rancor, of rage, of corruptions, of lies that has turned government officials into indentured servants for their corporate bosses.
He's ready. No?
Yeah.
You're just tired, huh?
No, he's just boring. To me, at least.
I had to hype him up, alright? I'm trying my best, alright? I'm down here in the pit mines. Fine, we'll do another conspiracy theory. Look. Our favorite person in the world, Candace Owens. Okay. Wait, is the sound off again?
Yep.
Oh.
Conspiracy that you do agree with.
I say this all the time. You're never going to convince me away from this one.
Jesus Christ.
Me and my husband have wars about this one. We're on opposite sides. The moon landing. I just can't get behind it. I can't believe it happened.
You don't think it happened?
No. I think it's weird. I think Elon Musk knows it didn't happen because he says when everybody's asked, he's like, oh, it's kind of weird how we just never went back. And, like the moon is 26,000 miles away. And now since being there, we've never gone beyond 200 miles. It's like the whole thing, if you look into it, it's weird. And then like they also live aired it in 1969. Like that's
so
weird.
We've never landed men on the moon since that?
I don't think we did it the first time.
Yeah. But like technically, I agree with you because it's like we're so much more advanced.
More advanced. We've never done it again.
Yeah.
It's just that the whole thing's weird. And then they lost all the original tapes, but they premiered it live all around the world. We even have cell phones.
Don't we still have recordings of the tapes?
I can't get behind the moon landing, and I argue with everyone about this. I'm like, guys, leave me alone. This is my conspiracy.
What would be the
This is just an unreasonable fucking thing.
To fake it.
That's a great question. That is a great question.
I mean,
to be fair with you, I'm not smart enough to know. All I know is if they're able to put a rover on Mars, it's not that much of a stretch to put a dude on the moon. Maybe the Mars thing is fake too, but hey, you believe in God King, Big Chungus, Mega 100 Elon, then, I mean, so. He put a Tesla in space. It's probably possible. If a whole ass government put its mind behind it. Made your head hurt. No?
It's just dumb. Like, what do you want me to... Like, the problem with addressing conspiracy theories is that they've probably heard all the reasons why it's not a conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't matter.
No. The greatest reason of all is that God King 100 Megachungus Elon, he is already sent a Tesla up into space.
Yeah, how do you like chill with Elon Musk, and he's telling you he's going to send a man on Mars?
Does he also say it's?
But then also believe that the U.S. didn't do it. Like I wonder how far down that rabbit hole goes with her, because like does she? Because I know some people will just say that space isn't real.
Oh yeah,
or that
space
it
is just a big blanket on the sky.
Impossible to get to the moon. Like I wonder how far it goes down with her. Like.
Well, I'm sorry, Candace.
Edge, or is that the whole thing?
I'm sorry, Candace, but we got to consume government propaganda now.
Oh boy.
NASA just shot a rock in space.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
They spend billions of dollars on shooting a rock.
Basically, the idea behind it is... sorry, wrong one. This one is to check the core of an asteroid.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad.
This one is just to basically break the economy by mining asteroids.
Yeah, so right now they're just trying to test like what these are made out of, and they believe this might have been like a planetoid of some sort, basically like a baby
proto-planet,
like a baby planet, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And if it's true, yeah, maybe in the future we might be able to mine them, because yeah, you're right. Some of these asteroids have enough metal in them to crash the entire economy.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Which I wonder how lobbying. If there is any lobbying against it, like let's say you're the titanium, company, you make a lot of titanium, you have a lot of money because you're the, miner and distributor of titanium. Would you lobby the government and say, hey, don't do these things? Mm-hmm. Because if you do, it'll ruin our whole operation.
Maybe they could expand operations. Maybe the government can be more wasteful and just start spending metal everywhere, I guess.
Maybe, but I would guess that the government is a huge buyer of titanium. And what if one day that's just no longer part of the market? They're just no longer buying.
Well, what if now they just use all that metal they mine from asteroids to build like more super carriers?
And also, why wouldn't they sell some of it?
No. I'm just saying. No. I know why. Because they can take all this super rare metal and finally make all those carriers they've been wanting to make.
Yeah.
Do you know how big they are? We have 11, but America could use 11 more.
They could be like, oh well, now Taiwan is safe.
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
Forever,
never. They literally just blockaded the ocean. Any surface-dwelling fish,
dead.
Fuck off. Yeah, dead.
Dead.
All under the shade of the boats.
The AI robot shot it down.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But on a good note, but this is a good thing. This will be really good for the economy, not of just, obviously, not of today, but this could be amazing for the economy of maybe even the very near future. Because, in a slightly different bit of news, NASA confirms that it can actually change the directions of comets with its satellites. I'm a little unclear. I believe they literally just crashed it. I think the idea behind this mission was to redirect asteroids coming towards Earth. And the idea was they're trying to see if... This one wasn't coming towards Earth, but they're just trying to see if they can,
if they have the ability to push it.
Can humans do a galactic nudge on an asteroid? And yeah, they can. Because sometimes asteroids are made out of dirt and mud. They actually
watch it zip around Jupiter and come back out of slingshot.
God damn it.
It's like, well, maybe...
We tried our best.
Yeah.
The universe wanted us dead at that point.
Yeah.
But that combined... but there's some ideas, especially in the science fiction minded of us, that... With this technology, what humanity could do effectively is pull an asteroid into the orbit of Earth, close enough that it can be regularly visited by humans to be mined. And, one asteroid can contain millions of tons of ore.
But wouldn't people be afraid of hitting it and then it just goes directly toward us?
Oh, each landing would be equivalent to landing a helicopter in a storm.
You said that they would try to hit the asteroid toward Earth.
Well, not towards Earth. You can hit it into the orbit of Earth. Because remember, the orbit, it's like that.
But that's still hitting it toward Earth.
In the direction of Earth.
Yeah.
That's hitting...
Just put that on the pamphlet, on the banner.
Yeah, but that's like trying to hit a grain of sand in the bottom of a swimming pool.
Dude,
that is like the sniper shot of a sniper shot.
It'd be like fun NASA, so then you could hit rocks toward Earth.
Fun NASA, so you can have another gold rush, okay? Asteroid gold rush.
It wouldn't be a gold rush because, I don't... Gold rush in the
conspiracy
sense
time?
that regular people are going to be doing it and getting gold now.
Conspiracy
It
time?
would be just you working with the government.
So what do you think the government would even use all that metal for?
I don't know. I mean, they can do whatever they want with that metal.
If you want,
I don't know.
The smartest idea might be to, damn.
I mean, they could just sell it to the market.
They could, but you know, it might be smarter if they're thinking in the long term, which you know we never do. But
yeah,
would be to actually manufacture stuff in orbit. You know, to actually just skip the.
Well, I
middleman.
thought we're talking about what they're going to use for the titanium. Like, what are they going to make the titanium into?
Well, into space infrastructure.
Oh, so you're saying they're going to use the titanium for space
instead of trying to bring it down through orbit through the hailing, burning atmosphere.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't think we're going to
see
that.
Assemble it in orbit.
If they do it as fast as they can, I don't think that we're going to see that's like 2050 at the earliest.
I would say this: if we have the materials already in orbit, it actually wouldn't be that much of a stretch to get the rest of the materials into orbit.
But you'd have to fund NASA.
Yeah,
a lot more.
NASA NASA earned its own money. It's gonna. Hey, NASA's going to use all that profit from that titanium to fund its space exploration. Oh yeah, baby.
Yep. So, as I said before, they might just sell it. They do it for funding.
And then they use the rest of it to build their space labs.
But then again, if they do that, would that hurt the market of titanium?
It would absolutely crush the market.
So then they may not make as much money as they did for the titanium.
So they would have to probably just use that as a building material.
There'll be an initial, but then again, how would they fund it? It's a circle.
Well, there's other materials as well.
Yeah, there are the materials.
And I mean, to be fair with you, there's nothing guaranteeing that you can bring the entire asteroid back that quickly.
I wonder how you make that, like... For me, I am entirely for it, but like for the regular American, they might just see it as like, oh, like not important for their daily lives.
Maybe not, but again, like there's no guarantee you can bring the entire asteroid worth of metal down anyway, so it's not going to crash the economy until large-scale mining happens. And if large-scale mining happens, the argument's already kind of won, you know?
So how would you get there?
Mine the asteroid, bitches.
Funding?
That, or you could do
long-term space operations, bringing equipment to make materials to an asteroid.
It would actually be the cost-saving action. Funny enough,
it might be, but to the uncultured, working in Congress.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, maybe.
I think the average American would be very excited about like orbital infrastructure. Not the way I'm saying it, but it'd be like, oh, hey, we have space bases.
I think they might be afraid of making space bases. I think they might be afraid of people going out to space and then shooting stuff down.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think people will be afraid of the military applications.
Oh, well, there's not that many. They tried it before. You know the God rods? They're not very effective.
The tungsten rods?
The tungsten rods aren't that effective. It's just better to hit it with a missile.
Yes, but you know, I don't think something needs to be true for people to believe it.
Well, missiles already exist.
Yeah.
So it's not even about it being true. It's about, like, what's the difference?
And then there's the lefty implication of,
oh my god, lefties are terrible on this, yeah.
Going to space is a rich man's game. It's a rich
man's game. It's not a rich man's game. It's the investment into the future of all humanity. Every step, every stride, every accomplishment is an investment into the future of man. If I even remember right,
I think even Bernie Sanders said on a level that we should fix the problems here.
Yeah.
Like, it's... I don't know.
That's such a self-actuating cycle, though, because there's never going to be a perfect time.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a perfect time. And arguably, why shouldn't we invest into science? We shouldn't be investing into research and advancement. And also, if you look at the budget of the military, I promise you, the budget for NASA won't solve our problems. The $12 billion it gets, or what, like 20? I think it got a recent... like push to like 20 billion, 18 billion, something like that. But
then again, that's also because of the Space Force, no?
Yeah, that's nothing though. That's absolutely nothing. That's a drop in the hat. The military has like 7 trillion. We spent 7 trillion on Afghanistan, the war that accomplished nothing and went nowhere. $500 billion in yearly funding and climbing, or more than that now, like 800 billion.
But then how do you get people to fund it?
Well, the pitch is easy. I mean, it's always... People are very easily pro-space. You just got to show results.
Takes time.
It does take time, but the results are there. and they're just largening.
People
And there's
weren't-
already
people weren't that happy with the crane, the space crane. Like I didn't see as much fervor on that.
Well, it's not about the average person. It's about what companies can use that information for, and companies are very excited about space mining. There's a lot of companies that are up for it. So, and usual suspects like Boeing and all those, but there's new companies as well.
So if we live in that world where companies go to mine,
They're going to head that effort. Like let's be realistic. They're going to head the effort.
So we're not living in the NASA goes on the mining trip reality. We're living in the Elon Musk goes on the mining trip.
Well, the reality of all space technology is that NASA demonstrates that it's possible.
Yeah.
And then the other companies follow suit with basically NASA ripoff designs.
So basically, we're not getting the massive NASA projects before we get the
NASA's going to
Borderlands space company mining.
NASA's going to sell chunks of it probably to companies for mining. Yeah. That's if you want the realistic answer, that's probably what's going to happen. And they're going to use that money to fund NASA, which
So we're getting
100%.
Borderlands world. We're getting space companies mining across the stars.
Perhaps
for special metals.
Mm-hmm. How else are you going to get into space?
I can see why people would be afraid of this reality.
But every single shuttle, every single thing that we ever used to get into space was manufactured by a private company. Every single one. Everything. The cart was made by GM. The shuttle was made by Boeing. The engines were made probably by Raytheon. Like, every single part was made by a private company. So what's changed? Except now that we're actually making
space.
We made except the fact that we made a credible stride in the long-term occupation
Who owns
of space.
these rocks? Is it Boeing? Is it SpaceX? Is it Amazon?
And do you think Bernie's working on those problems here on Earth? None of them, like, even if, like, the problem I have with Bernie's statement is that Bernie is a social democrat. He's a capitalist. Even in his ideal world, they would still be owned privately. So, like, he's not even attacking that situation, not even attacking that problem.
So, that means we are getting Borderlands World. And I can see why people would be afraid of Borderlands World.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's that simple because those materials will still bring down prices. Economic forces still are a thing.
Not if they gatekeep it like the diamond market.
Oh, that's true.
They might, given that they would be the biggest and probably one of the most richest companies, they might form groups.
But
they
then
might
again,
talk to each other because
they might. But if it's advantageous for them, then just skip the middleman and build the. We're back to the point where build the infrastructure. Now it's cheap, and they have all this money and the material.
And they might
space hotels
create
baby.
a lot of fines on them. I mean, if they build space, I mean that doesn't really change it. That just makes people feel weird because it truly is a rich man's game at that point.
No, it would be smarter for them to build bases for mining, like shipping posts.
Yeah,
that would be the better pitch.
And so we get
refineries, maybe too.
So we get the Borderlands world.
Not even as long as
I remember playing Borderlands, and it's like, oh, you go to the mining operation on this moon.
I mean, all of the space has been done that way, though. What's going to change now?
Well, I would like it if NASA did it instead of SpaceX.
Well, NASA already did do it. They proved it's possible. Remember, they also landed an asteroid a few years back.
You know, that's not what I mean. I mean that NASA should be the one doing the operations in space, not SpaceX.
Well, what's probably going to happen is maybe they won't lease it. Maybe they'll just lease the contracts. But then again, that does come back to funding.
They can probably just lease the land. Maybe say like, oh, all this is federal.
Mm-hmm.
And like we claim all this, and then it'll be like an oil company coming
pay your chunk.
Yeah, you can pay for your chunk, like
Yeah, like a lease.
Like basically. Biden giving out. Well, I mean, he stopped a lot of those leases, but then he opened it up again. It was weird. He went back and forth on that, like basically giving land for oil companies to drill in.
I think infinite riches of space is a pretty easy pitch.
Mm.
I think every company on this planet is salivating at the prospect.
Yeah.
Because again, you're right. Metals will become cheap, but then you can just use them for building.
And you can talk about too big to fail. What happens when your biggest supplier of these materials,
well, that's why you want more companies, because then it gets cheaper. The technology gets cheaper. And more available.
I think that they would funnel it down to a couple companies. I don't
agree because of the size and scale of the solar system. It's so incredibly large that,
but it's also incredibly regulated. Where remember the company that was trying to make medication in space, and they weren't able to bring it back down because they try to make it as cheap as they possibly could. Right? They reference it to being like having a 2001 Honda Civic in space, and they're trying to bring it down. There could be a wealth gap for a company to be able to make these pods.
Well, that's part of the reason you would build it in space too, right? Because, if the metal gets so cheap that it's no longer advantageous to bring it back to Earth, assemble
That's a big starting cost, no?
If the material gets cheaper, that instantly goes down. Your prices are now machinery and labor.
How are you going to get to space?
Same way we always done it, through the bitch of climbing it with a rocket.
And are you going to go to the Amazon facility to do it? I would think that they would gatekeep the infrastructure that they build up there. Like, you would be a company that goes up and you sign up with Amazon, and then you're basically like a mini subsidiary under them. Like how Amazon does right now with delivery trucks. A lot of the time they just contract out to sub-companies, but overall they're all under Amazon. Like, you might end up with a situation like that where you're not going to get the 100 company rush to the
You're asking me to make predictions, man. I'm just saying that this is a good step forward.
I see how the world is today and how they,
Yeah, space industry's always been like that. That's literally a non-starter.
Well, like, the idea that it'll be 100 companies,
hundreds of companies.
I don't think that. I don't think it'd be hundreds. I don't even know if it'd be maybe
once the space industry
across the world, it could be 100.
Once the space industry matures, hundreds, because you got to have people building radios, people building satellites, building people rockets, people building machines, people up in space, people on Earth, people doing communications.
But considering
there'll be
how much is centralized,
lots of jobs.
Like, how many companies are under the banner of
it's not even about that. It's about the scales of the industry, because like lots of industries interconnect. Yeah. And it won't just be the space industry, it'll be the aero industries and all those other industries that surround it. It's the fact that there's a new demand for these industries. I'm speaking like a real liberal, by the way. God damn, I feel like a liberal. But yeah. The demand of these industries.
You sound like a strong capitalist.
I do, because that's the only pitch we have in this shitty world. I could give you it's hope and freedom, but we don't live in that world. We live in the make money bitches world. So
that's why I don't think there'll be 100 companies.
There will be, because of the opportunity. And the hundreds of companies will be for all types of stuff.
Doesn't mean you'll be able to pay the starting cost.
Every sci-fi always has a shitload of companies. Companies that do the settling, companies that do the rockets, companies that make the guns, companies that make the food, companies that... There'll be hundreds of industries.
Yeah, but then there has to be a company that buys all of it to go to space. There's the company that buys all of that and goes to mine.
There's still a lot of companies now that interlock and interconnect.
Like, maybe there's enough centralized companies today with a lot of wealth. I mean, the wealth inequality is really high. There's probably a couple companies, like there was...
if you want me to...
Was it the Virgin...
If you want me to say that they're all going to be owned by the same, like, investment company, yeah, of course. I mean, that's,
It's not even an investment company.
I mean, like, it's a sham company. The sub-sham company.
Like Jeff Bezos is his own space company. Like, he'll go. Like, we don't even, like, maybe he doesn't make every aspect of the rocket. Yeah, there'll be other companies.
Well, it'll be like Hershey selling Kit Kat or whatever. It'll be like, we pretend we're a different brand, but we're not.
But the thing is,
we're like the same company.
You
overall.
can't make the chocolate without.
There's also legal limitations too on that type of stuff. You can't just have. Monopoly law is
if you
weak.
built the infrastructure in space,
monopoly law is weak, but it depends on the nature of that infrastructure.
Well, maybe the liberal argument would be then, okay, now you go and make it in space. Like, if Amazon made a place in space, they're probably only going to allow it from them.
You want history? Since we're going off the way the world is now, for the longest time, the ISS was owned collectively by the governments. So, maybe there's a similar law. Maybe... Same idea.
So the way that you could compare that would be maybe NASA will make infrastructure,
or they will give the green light on the. Maybe they'll design we get private companies to build public infrastructure all the time.
Yeah,
and it's free to use, so it could become something like that, something of like.
Yeah, but who gets those companies? Typically,
who gets those contracts? Yeah, but I think the demand as it matures, like when humans occupy. Like, I think the beginning years will have a very tight grip on who can be in space, but I think as time goes on, the grip will loosen. There'll be lots of companies for a while, and then maybe the monopoly starts. Because it's the process of industrial maturity, right?
Yeah, but there's such a huge starting price.
There is such a huge starting price. That's why the starting point would be tight. Lots of... few companies, but large ones.
No company would have the incentive to make infrastructures that other companies could be able to use.
Oh yeah,
unless
no, NASA,
if you're held under them by contract.
Well,
like, it
yeah,
would have to be NASA.
NASA would have to demonstrate that it's possible.
No, they would have to create facilities that regular companies could use without the huge starting cost of making those facilities.
Not necessarily if the promise of profit is there. Asteroid mining,
how would they have the money for the starting cost?
Well, you know, we've already talked about that. So the thing is, there's lots of ways to fund it and lots of good reasons to fund it. The government might just fund it for their own purposes. But then why would an
investment firm... I just...
In the infinite riches of the cosmos. I don't know, Saul.
The prices would be down, though, because the first companies would be places like Amazon.
Yes.
Like I say Amazon, but Jeff Bezos has his own space company.
Yeah.
They would probably have a huge stranglehold on it.
Of course.
By then, would the prices be down? Like, would there not be as much to... I mean, it
once
depends on the timeline.
Once humans... I think it all depends on how many humans occupy space permanently.
And, like, in seeing how big companies really, like, hold a grasp on smaller businesses...
I think it depends. I think generally it depends on how many of us occupy space. Once we're in space in large numbers, there's not much they can do. But yeah, for the time when humans are in the thousands, hundreds, yeah, they're gonna have a tight hold. But when humans are in the millions, billions, no, they're gonna.
Like, it would almost seem like the perfect investment just to invest into Amazon or SpaceX because they would literally be too big to fail.
Sure, but a lot of people still start their own companies anyway. That doesn't mean anything. People are going to want a piece of the pie for themselves.
Like, imagine you want to start your own delivering company.
Yeah.
It's going to be... You're not going to be able to grow as much because Amazon has such a... Even
that
if you're
doesn't stop people these days.
It doesn't, but it certainly is a strangle. To act like Amazon's hold on the logistics market isn't... I mean, they literally contract out UPS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once humanity's in space and millions and billions, there are going to be lots of different companies like that.
Well, okay, millions and billions, but I'm talking about...
that's what I've been saying this whole time. Once we're in space in large numbers and infrastructure has been built, the monopolies are going to fall because they're going to be too many humans to govern.
Farther enough into the future, but I'm talking about in the beginning.
I already explained why the investment would be there. We're going
So
in
you
circles.
just think that an investment company would just...
The infinite riches of the universe is an easy sell. If NASA can demonstrate that it can take an asteroid out of its orbit and put it into a stable Earth orbit, yeah, that's an easy sell. Yeah. The millions and billions of dollars of metal on a rock that will take years, if not decades, to mine, easy sell. Yes.
I don't know. I guess if I had to compare it to something, it'd be like
Gold Rush.
Home security cameras. And it's like, why would you fund the third-party anchor camera as a side to the Amazon one?
Why would you fund
there'd be a lot more
Rush?
Funding.
Why not just... What about the Gold Rush?
Well, the thing is, it'd be like if there was the Gold Rush, but like 3 major companies already had mining operations.
That's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened to a lot of the regular people? They didn't make squat.
I didn't say everybody's going to prosper. I never said that. I just said there'll be lots of companies. I didn't say everybody's going to do well.
But there was.
We're not in that good world. We're not in that world.
A lot of the companies didn't make.
They either sell themselves. Yeah, they usually sell themselves off eventually.
So, I mean, then what?
And that's what I said earlier, right? That over time there'll be a large number of companies as human populations rise, and slowly monopolies will probably form over them. Yeah, I've said that already.
So then, what's your?
I'm just excited that we're making this progress because it gives humanity a chance at taking these riches and possibly using them for something even mildly productive on Earth. Space has already benefited us for decades with various technologies.
So we're getting Borderlands.
GPS. I mean, if GPS is Borderlands, well, then sure. I mean, if that's the way you want to go about it.
You went through a long roundabout way of saying yes. Right now, there's monopolies, and there'll be a time where there's not.
There's always been monopolies. Nothing's changed.
Yeah. So then, what's your point against the Borderlands world?
Because that's not how NASA leases and owns things, and also the military priorities are probably going to take over. You just said that it would end up
being a monopoly anyways.
In the private sense, but human occupation of space is probably going to have to be public for a while.
So you
think
between many countries. In the beginning it'll be Borderlands and then the end it'll be Borderlands, but there'll be a magic period in between where it's not Borderlands?
I don't think it's going to be Borderlands at all because the governments are involved. There's no government in Borderlands.
I don't know if you understand what I mean when I say it's Borderlands world.
It means whatever you want it to mean.
I mean, maybe... Have you ever played the game?
No, I never played a single Borderlands. Never, not once.
Maybe you should have said that. Maybe. You know, that would have made this a lot simpler.
I played Borderlands.
Okay, so then what's the gripe?
I don't agree. I don't agree.
You said that there'll be a monopoly of companies in the beginning and in the end.
And do you think, in this current day and age, who do you think holds the power on Earth? The companies or the United States of America? If you want to be woke, they're not the same. I mean, they're the same. But let's be real.
We're not in Borderlands world yet. We're not in space yet.
Oh, it has to be in space for it to be Borderlands. All right.
Borderlands is literally in space.
They control planets.
Yeah, it's space.
Whole corporate worlds, and we don't have a corporate world. The government would allow.
I don't literally believe there's
going
to be a vault that opens up. There'll be aliens everywhere. I don't mean there'll be a 1-to-1. I'm just saying it does feel Borderlands-esque.
I mean, anything with the company is Borderlands-esque. You know?
No, where there's a couple that control a lot, or it's like monopolistic.
Yeah.
Or there's like 7-8 companies as a compared to the hundreds of companies. Interpretation.
Well, it's not an interpretation. That's just the natural progress. Like, for example, in the case of the New World, it was only a handful
I understand
of
the historical implications. I know the way history has ran, it did go that way.
Yeah, it went exactly that way. I'm not even really. I'm just looking at history, saying, yeah, that's probably going to happen. But who rules the Earth? It's governments, not companies. Unless you're super woke. Obviously, if you're a super woke leftist, you believe they're the same. But for case of arguing.
But even then, it didn't take that long to get a Rockefeller.
Rockefeller don't got a nuke.
That's true, but is the company really going to do anything about it? Like, there was a period of time where you had company towns.
So are we going to get Kevin Spacey in Advanced Warfare where he, declares war on the UN? That's a legit scene in that game. You going to get it?
I was just saying, you might...
You going to do it?
I'm not saying you're going to get companies...
Kevin Spacey declares
waging war, but there was company towns...
Will Jeff Bezos lead the revolution? Is he the real vanguard?
You didn't really have a prosperous mini business America that long before you had company town America.
No, what's going to happen is that he's going to build his company space station. Everybody in there is going to sign a waiver saying they're willing to die for Amazon in a ground war with the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's historically accurate.
I think it's going to be... I don't know what the future is. All I'm saying is that we can have this future be good, or we can have it be terrible. If people don't care, if people continue to ignore... Both of them
sound pretty terrible.
Yeah, but I think a part of this is the apathy. When we used to be more invested and actually care about this, I think we had a much better chance at, I think a part of, okay, let me pull back. It's viewed as a rich man's game because we had this talk before. There's no heroes. We don't have any heroes that, really gone
Well,
forward.
Also, it's only really going to be money that motivates people to go aside from NASA.
Yeah, besides for the governments, the governments. And, I think public interest, leads to funding, right? And I think a part of that lack of funding is what hurt the view of space. The Challenger didn't help. And, I think that lack of interest left a gap for these people, these, oligarchs to do their space ventures. They're the only, and they get to pitch it. You know what's even worse about it is that they get to pitch it as a service to us. Oh, we're advancing industry. Fuck you, you're not advancing industry. NASA proved you could do it, and then you followed suit.
So Borderlands ruled with one overlord called NASA.
You act like that's a bad thing. I'm fine. NASA, you can do it. It's fine.
Not when they allow company towns.
No, they just have to have cities of NASA land.
Like, there are... you look at Amazon right now making shelters for their, workers.
Mm-hmm. I think what might be more likely is that, again, if you want to go to real life, these are probably going to be multi-company and multinational investments. So what's realistically going to happen is that multiple companies are going to own stake. And they're probably going to agree through some type of law or something that everybody has free use to it, but, people own the space with it. Whatever, Like, hey, free, you can land, fly, maybe there's standards established, that type of thing.
You still have to be able to use, who's going to own the architecture, the infrastructure up there?
Whoever built it, I guess, first.
And then they'll just have...
that portion of the space station.
You'll just have to lease the stuff, you never own it.
God, I hope it's not that bad. I hope
that's my biggest concern. Like, someone's going to make the infrastructure, and then they're just going to lease it out to anyone who wants to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm hoping that the pressures of being in a space station kind of force their hand on cooperating because, something breaks, the nearest replacement's 3 million miles away. So it's like, work together or die. Dying is a pretty good motivator. So it's like, yeah, like they got their companies, but keep in mind, like, those early years are also going to be harsh. They're going to be forced to work together, regardless of how they feel about it. That comes in the form of both investments and building and occupation. Like, it's going to be multinational.
I hope that multinational efforts beat Bezos and Elon Musk.
No, they're going to work together hand in hand because that's how it's always been. We just hope that the stake that we own is large enough for us to be the owners.
I'm imagining if there was, like, India and a couple countries working together.
Yeah, India did just achieve their moon mission.
I hope that they can outbeat SpaceX.
It all comes back to, I think, in my opinion, interest. If people are looking and watching and they have interest, I think we'll get a space, version of that future that's more beneficial for us.
But then we see China failing to land.
India did.
India did, yeah. India did good.
India did great. Good job. But, so, it's advancing. But to be fair, though, I think also one of the big motivators, I didn't touch on it yet, but we can touch on it real quick. Militarization.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a huge part of it.
Hurts public funding to start the initial push.
It does hurt some public funding, but it also, let's be real, as we discussed earlier, military funding's the fuck higher than NASA's.
Yeah.
So if there's enough of a military incentive.
But then we just go into the dystopian military world.
Actually, that's kind of what Starfleet is when you really think about it.
Space fascism. Which,
is Starfleet space fascism?
I don't know which one
That wouldn't be fascism, it would be militarism. Borderline fascism, but not necessarily.
At least they're socially liberal.
At least they're Democrat.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I pulled out that card. Yeah. As long as...
I think I'd still prefer the Borderlands world to Space Fleet.
I think I prefer Space Fleet to Borderlands world.
But the thing is, it's not going to be, like, so nice.
I don't mind. Like, it's probably going to be grungy and dirty and nasty, but, like, at least I won't die in the Amazon slave pit.
There's going to be a lot of racism.
Oh, I hope it's not like that.
Like, are you Mars-born?
I hope it's more like we gotta go kill the Martians, and I just die in a space battle instead of dying in an Amazon pit mine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one... at least the first has more pride in it than dying in the pit mine while the Amazon soldier spits on you.
I mean, you're just going to be a pawn for one group.
At least I'm not getting spit on while I'm, like, mining for Amazon gold.
No, you're just licking the boot.
No, I'm just getting turned into fine mist by a projectile.
Maybe long enough. Maybe
I'll survive the war and they'll give me a prosthetic.
5,000 years, it'll be, free range. We had...
No, I don't think it'll be that long.
Technology is good enough.
How long do you think it would take for humanity to occupy space in the millions? Since you've been fucking interrogating me this whole damn time.
I'm talking about the time where we can all just basically live in our own independent lives.
I'm just asking you just a general question. Like, how long do you think it'll take for humanity to occupy space in the millions? Like, self-sustaining population. No need for transplants, in theory, even though we can continue. It'd be more than 10,000 people. I think it was like 100,000 to get a stable genetic pool. So, but realistically, 1 million is a pretty safe bet.
I mean, there's more space talk now, but even then, we take such a long time to do space exploration.
Also, every president...
Like, how long is it going to be till NASA makes it to Mars? Like, 2050?
Every president cancels the previous president's plans, too. So there's a lack of, like, long-term commitment.
Yeah.
Because I think that's actually what hurts us more. Because look what we did with the ISS. When we committed to it for 12 years, you built a pretty large station with lots of modules on it. So, like, if you commit, you can do it. But we don't commit. It's going to last longer than one president. That's the biggest part. The only way that can happen is if you get a Democrat for 8 years and then another Democrat for another 8. That's the only way it happens. You get the basically the two-party.
Neil deGrasse Tyson did say that, I'm pretty sure it was Neil deGrasse Tyson said that Republicans tend to fund space operations more.
Yes and no. So they tend to prioritize certain types of exploration
Missiles.
over other. Deep space exploration, I think Trump prioritized it back during his administration. I think Obama's thing was earth science, so like watching like Earth, like climate change and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So like every president has their pet project with NASA. So, and that's the problem. We don't commit to long-term planning. That's why the Chinese are probably going to beat us to the punch, because they can commit to planning. They just built another lab.
Okay, so we get space fascism world, but we get it with China.
Well, I'm hoping that China gaining a large achievement will sort of light a fire under the ass of America.
Okay, so we're on the timer of China.
Yeah, basically. If you want my honest, like, cynicalism, we're going to probably look for China to achieve something.
And then America does everything it can to overwhelmingly defeat China in the space war.
And then we just don't do anything again for 60 years. So we really have to hope that jump is big enough for it to, like, propel itself. Or we're going to die and nothing's ever going to happen. It's going to suck ass.
We'll get boutique space medicine.
I want to move on now.
There's nothing else.
I hate this world that we live in.
And to the one viewer watching and not saying anything,
we have an announcement.
Thank you for being there.
We have an announcement, folks. And I might try to release this tonight as well, just so we can get this out. Oh, damn, he got close. Damn.
He did a good job. I really like his ads.
Fuck. Great job, brother. We are interviewing somebody tomorrow.
Fighting the power of incumbency.
Yes, we're going to talk to a historian and former congressional district candidate, William O'Mara. Full disclosure, he was also my former, he was also one of my professors. So here we are. And we're going to be talking to him tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We're really excited. We're going to talk about a few things, assuming he agrees to them. We're going to talk about Palestine. We're going to talk about the CFA potential strike and his time as a candidate. Should you vote? We probably know the answer to that. But I want to get his perspective on it because he, unlike us, has a relevant education.
Oh, yep.
So, that's next time. Hope you guys catch it. It'll be tomorrow.
I was going to say, I recommend watching his political adverts on YouTube.
Oh,
I thought they were pretty funny. My favorite one was the...
maybe we'll do it before the stream.
I think it was yeah.
Let's do it before the stream.
Also, my favorite was the authoritarian versus fascism, was it? There's one that was just... It was my favorite. And the ending, they tried flipping a coin. It's funny.
All right. Well, we'll probably watch a few of his ads then before we interview him tomorrow. It's going to be at 4. Catch it here on ThoughtDrought. We'll be live. Hopefully we won't fuck something up. And yeah, please catch it tomorrow. We're also going to put some feelers out and all that, yada yada. Goodbye. Love you. See you tomorrow.